Thank you for joining me. I've got another game for you of Lu Miaoyi's. This one, she's playing against this Indian Grandmaster. So Harika Dronavalli. I'm not sure how that's said, of course. One of the strongest players in the world, ranked 664 in the world among active players. She was born in 1991, so what does that make her, like maybe 31 as she's playing this game? But let's go ahead and get right into this game. Lu Miaoyi versus this Grandmaster. Lu Miaoyi begins with pawn to e4, and the Grandmaster replies with the Nimzovich defense, so knight to c6. And now we have knight to f3 by Lu Miaoyi. We have pawn to d6 by the Grandmaster, and now pawn to d4 by Lu Miaoyi. Grabbing a nice center there. She's got some more space as compared to black. And now we have knight to f6 by the Grandmaster. All book moves, of course. These are all moves that have been played many thousands of times in top master play. And now we have knight to c3 by Lu Miaoyi, pawn to g6 by the Grandmaster, so prepping to bring the bishop over. We have bishop to e3 by Lu Miaoyi. Actually, in this position, a lot of different things have been tried. Bishop to g4, knight to g4, even pawn to a6 have been played by masters and grandmasters. But the Grandmaster goes with kind of the most obvious move, I think. Bishop to g7 here. And Lu Miaoyi now plays queen to d2. We have now a mistake in the position by the Grandmaster. So she plays the move pawn to e5. And this is not the best way to play. Instead, she should have played maybe knight to g4 here or something like that. So there is only actually one other master game where pawn to e5 was played and white won that game. So this is not really the best way to play here, but we're going to go ahead and just continue with what happened on the board. You can see this is what the computer is saying should work out better for black if they instead play knight to g4. I'm just going to put that over here on the other side of the screen, but we'll continue from here. So she does play pawn to e5. In the other game, actually, bishop to b5 was played in the master game in which white won this position. This move was played. Lu Miaoyi instead plays castles here. She castles her king, and that's not the best way to play. What she should have done instead to grab an advantage in the position, a bigger advantage in the position, would be for capturing the pawn on e5. Best then would be knight captures e5 for black. Knight captures e5 now by white. Pawn captures e5 then would really be the only way to play, and then queen would just capture queen. And, you know, black is now not able to castle. Meanwhile, Lu Miaoyi could then castle, or white could then castle, putting black in check. You know, this is just an advantage for white. White's pieces are slightly more active. This would have just been a possible better way to play. But let's go see what actually happened on the chessboard. Now we'll go back to that original position. So Lu Miaoyi instead castles to the queen side. We now have pawn captures on d4 by the Grandmaster, kind of fixing the situation that could have occurred. Now we have knight captures d4 by Lu Miaoyi, and now castles by the Grandmaster. Could have also gone ahead and captured. That would have been a fine way to play, if not best for black. Lu Miaoyi now plays knight captures knight on c6 after black castles. This has been called an inaccuracy. Basically, the computer is saying, hey, get ready to start attacking, throwing your pieces at the position over here. Since we're opposite side castle, the fireworks should begin. Lu Miaoyi may be hoping just to mess up some pawn structure over there. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this. Best move, of course, capturing the knight. So we have b captures, but this seems dangerous. I would not want to do this to myself with my king over there. Obviously, that can't be played right away, but it could be a problem opening a file there. So we have pawn to e5 by Lu Miaoyi. Would have been better probably to go ahead and fish out the bishop here. You could just trade off the bishops, kind of weakening the position for the Grandmaster, but we'll continue with what actually happened on the chessboard. We have knight now to g4 by the Grandmaster, which is a mistake. Instead, she should have played knight to d5 here, and we'll take a quick look at that variation now. So instead, knight to d5. Best then for white would be to go ahead and capture. We then have pawn cap, grabbing an extra pawn in the center there. Now bishop to g5 would be best for white, and then the queen would have to reposition. e8 would be best for black, and now bishop to f6 for white. Pawn captures pawn on e5 would be best for black, and now bishop captures bishop for white. King captures bishop, and then queen captures on d5. And yeah, this would have been a better way to play for black, although this is not a great position for black. You can see we've got a couple of isolated pawns over here. Lu Miaoyi's pieces, or white's pieces, would be a little more active. So anyway, this is not what happened on the board. Let's go back into the actual variation on the chessboard. So the Grandmaster plays knight to g4, attacking the bishop. Lu Miaoyi finds the best spot for her bishop. She plays bishop to g5, attacking the queen. The queen does reposition to d7 here. And now we have the best move in the position by Lu Miaoyi. Pawn captures on d6. And now pawn captures on d6 is played by the Grandmaster. Oh, do pay attention to the clocks here. Lu Miaoyi is down to just 15 seconds now. Yeah, she's been using a lot more clock time. The Grandmaster still has nearly 2 minutes on her clock. So Lu Miaoyi's position is dominant, but yeah, she's having some time control issues. It would have actually been better for the Grandmaster actually to capture with the queen, says Stockfish. That would have been an advantage, although white is totally winning in this position no matter what at this point, but we'll continue. We now have pawn to h3 by Lu Miaoyi, kicking the knight. Knight back to e5 by the Grandmaster. Would have been better actually to go ahead and try to chase the bishop away rather than move the knight right now. And the reason why is what Lu Miaoyi plays next. She plays pawn to f4, attacking, best move in the position. And now we have the best move by the Grandmaster, pawn to h6. Lu Miaoyi backs her bishop back to h4, and now we have pawn to g5, which is the best move in the position for black, but not one I'd want to make. Just really undermining the safety of her king, but again, best move that can be played. Lu Miaoyi has the best response, capturing, pawn captures e5, and now we have pawn captures, so pawn captures knight on e5. We now have pawn captures bishop on h4 by the Grandmaster. And now best move by Lu Miaoyi she can play is pawn captures on d6, as she does. And so, yeah, this is not looking good for the Grandmaster. Pawn structure is completely destroyed here around the king. Meanwhile, Lu Miaoyi's king not so bad. So, you know, things looking up for Lu Miaoyi as far as the position on the board, but with only 12 seconds on the clock, can she convert? We have the best move by the Grandmaster now, rook to b8. My fears come true here, the rook lining up with her king. And now we have the best move possible by Lu Miaoyi, developing the bishop and also bringing up a fantastic defensive piece. So bishop to c4, absolute best move in the position. We now have queen to b7. A bit of an inaccuracy. It would have been better actually to bring the rook up directly and attack first. This would have been a better way to play, but we'll continue with what actually happened on the chessboard. Lu Miaoyi plays the strongest move of the position. The whole purpose probably as bringing that bishop up, bishop back to b3. We now have a very strong move, bishop to e6 by the Grandmaster, nicely connecting our rooks here as you like to do, and developing the bishop to an excellent position. We now have a blunder by Lu Miaoyi. She plays pawn to g3 here, but of course, again, she has almost no time on her clock. This is not the best move in the position. She should have actually played knight to a4 here, preventing this pawn from being able to push. So this was by far the best move. It would have been knight to a4. Lu Miaoyi misses this, and yeah, the problem is that pawn is going to be able to advance. But let's continue with what happened on the chessboard. So Lu Miaoyi plays pawn to g3, a blunder, and then yeah, this pawn to c5 is going to be a problem for Lu Miaoyi. She now captures the pawn on g4, which is the best move in the position. That's the best move she can play here. But now we have pawn to c4. So a problem. That's why we needed to play that knight to a4 move a couple moves ago. Lu Miaoyi plays the strongest move in the position, though. She plays rook to g1. Pinning the bishop, threatening to bring the queen into an attack. And now the Grandmaster actually blunders. She's still got 1 minute and 17 seconds on her clock, so, well, she took 10 seconds to make that move, or 12, I guess, because she gets 2 seconds per move. But this was a mistake. Lu Miaoyi pounces with the best move in the position, so after pawn captures bishop on b3, Lu Miaoyi plays queen captures h6. Threatening checkmate directly. The Grandmaster now plays pawn to f6, allowing the queen to defend, although it would have been better, actually, says the engine, to actually sacrifice. Yeah, so the engine says best move is bishop to h4 for black. Seems like you should be able to just capture that bishop with the rook and maintain the pin. But let's continue with what actually happened on the chessboard. The Grandmaster plays pawn to f6. Lu Miaoyi now plays the best move in the position, pawn to d7. 9 seconds left on her clock. And now the best move by the Grandmaster, rook to f7. Lu Miaoyi advances the pawn, winning a queen. So a new queen is born on d8, check. Rook captures queen on d8. Rook captures rook on d8. Check. And now rook blocks on f8 by the Grandmaster. Lu Miaoyi gobbles up the rook. Rook captures rook on f8. We now have king captures rook on f8. And now Lu Miaoyi plays queen to h7. Although it would have probably been better to simplify here. She should have instead captured the bishop with the rook, and we'll take a look at that variation here. So Lu Miaoyi should have instead played rook captures g7. Of course, we'd have queen captures g7, queen captures g7 by white, and of course king captures queen, and now pawn captures on b3. And this should be an easy win for Lu Miaoyi. Easier position to simplify into a winning endgame. You've got these monster pawns here. That's not the way it actually went down on the chessboard. Let's go back to what actually happened in the game. Yeah, pretty hard for Lu Miaoyi to do all this calculation with, 7 seconds on the clock. So after Lu Miaoyi plays queen to h7, which was not the best move, the Grandmaster plays the absolute best move. Pawn captures on a2. We now have knight captures on a2, really all you can really do there. And of course, the bishop now captures Lu Miaoyi's knight. Lu Miaoyi now plays the strongest move in the position. She plays pawn to b3 here. And now we have pawn to f5 by the Grandmaster, which was a mistake. This was definitely not the best move in the position. And for some reason, we don't have the actual time on the clock by the Grandmaster there. I'm not sure what happened to it. Lu Miaoyi's got 6 seconds. The Grandmaster has quite a bit more time, but somehow that's not in the data. Lu Miaoyi now makes a huge blunder here, and for some reason, I can't comprehend. She plays king to d2, and this is an absolutely losing move. Yeah, why she made this move, I have no idea. She had 6 seconds on her clock is why. She should have instead played simply queen takes f5. And she's totally crushing it then. And we'll take a look at that variation real quick here. So queen captures f5 check. Of course, the king's got to hide himself away. We can then have queen to e6 check. King now to h7. The king is on a run. This bishop is going to fall. Got these pawns over here. Kind of everything is going Lu Miaoyi's way here. And this is a totally dominant position. She's up 2 points and can convert that to more. But let's go back to what actually happened on the chessboard. Yeah, for some reason, Lu Miaoyi plays king to d2. And now the Grandmaster plays the absolute strongest move in the position. Queen to b4, pouncing on the weakness. Lu Miaoyi finds the best spot for a king on e2, but it doesn't really matter. We now have queen to e4 by the Grandmaster. Lu Miaoyi is forced to d1. And now we have queen to d4, check by the Grandmaster, forking the king and the rook. That's not good. Lu Miaoyi plays king to e2, best possible move. And now, of course, queen captures rook on g1. Lu Miaoyi now plays the move she should have played several ago. Queen captures on f5, check. The king gets out of check. We now have queen to e6, as seen in the variation when she still had a rook. And now king to h7 by black. Queen now to f5 by Lu Miaoyi, but just queen blocks on g6. Lu Miaoyi can't afford to trade queen since she is down 2 bishops. There's no way that's going to work out. So she plays queen back to c5. We now have bishop to b1 by the Grandmaster, the absolute best move in the position. Lu Miaoyi plays king to d2, not much she can do. And now we have bishop to h6 by the Grandmaster. That's a check. Lu Miaoyi's got to drop back. She goes to d1. And now we have bishop back to g7 by the Grandmaster. Lu Miaoyi plays a very strong move in the position. She plays pawn to h5 now, attacking the queen. And we have queen to e4 by the Grandmaster, not allowing any kind of checks there. And Lu Miaoyi plays king to d2. Not much else can be done here. We have queen now to f4 by the Grandmaster. You can now see that Lu Miaoyi has 3 seconds on the clock, and now it's showing the Grandmaster is running out of time as well, down to just 12 seconds on her clock. Lu Miaoyi now plays king to d3, and the Grandmaster plays queen to f1. Lu Miaoyi moves her king to e2, and now we have bishop to h6 once again for the Grandmaster. Lu Miaoyi moves her king to the best possible square on e3. And now we have queen to f6 by the Grandmaster, checking the king once again. Yet nowhere really to go, unfortunately. This move is just as good as any. Lu Miaoyi plays king to b4 here, but unfortunately bishop to f8 wins the queen. So bishop to f8, yeah, there's no way to save the queen, and you're going to be down a full queen and a bishop here. The pawns are going to fall like crazy. So Lu Miaoyi did resign this game to this Grandmaster. Grandmaster Harika, she's one of the strongest chess players in the world. I mean, she beats top grandmasters all the time. This is one heck of a battle. This is one heck of a match. Lu Miaoyi was really low on time for a long time. Looks like the Grandmaster knew the opening better than Lu Miaoyi did, as you might expect for somebody that has more experience than Lu Miaoyi has time living. Anyway, yeah, you can't win them all. This was a fantastic game between two superstar chess players. Thank you for joining me for that. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe. I only need 12 more subscribers, so please do subscribe. 12 more for 1,000. Anyway, please let me know if there's a chess phenom you would like me to cover. Is there some sort of superstar out there besides Lu Miaoyi you would like me to cover? Check that out. Also, if you're interested in classes, I teach group and individual classes. You can check the link in Patreon for that. Anyway, take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.